everyone. Welcome to this 50th anniversary barbecue for the Harlow campus of Memorial University of Newfoundland. My name is Bill Lawton. I'm a graduate of Memorial from many decades ago, and I also have the privilege of being a director of this campus here for the past 5 years. We've done a few things today. We've laid on the weather for you on this beautiful late, but we haven't laid on any shade on this beautiful late summer afternoon. It's really good to see you all here. We've got many people who've come all the way from Newfoundland and many others who are friends of Memorial and friends of Newfoundland who are based right here in Harlow, and I hope you're able to meet some old friends and make some new connections. I've been asked to let you all know that the food and drink will be available throughout the afternoon. I can smell the barbie going there now, but I think there's already food inside, cold food inside. And we're going to finish up around 4 p.m. I think. And just before we start off, I just want to say that in the last couple of hours, we went on a 2.5 hour leisurely walking tour of Harlow and looked at some of the famous sculptures and the layout of the town and the beauty of Harlow Town Park. And I've been coming to this place for over a decade in my capacity as a director, and I came here to lecture once or twice and all that. But usually after having done my business here on the campus, I would head back to Harlow Town Station and get on the train and go back to London. And in the space of 2 hours and a bit this morning, I saw more than I knew about Harlow in the past decade, and I learned about the beauty, the physical beauty of the place and the cleverness of the town planning and about the history of the sculptures. And that's largely, that's completely down to these wonderful volunteer tour guides who are here with us now. There was Jenny and Sam and a few others whose name I didn't get, and they were just absolutely wonderful, and thank you so much. Okay, I'd like to start off by introducing Dr. Noreen Galston.
Watch my wine glass, very important. I'm delighted to be here to celebrate with all of you 50 years of Harlow. It's quite amazing, and I have to say that Dr. Gary Kachanowski, who many of you probably have shaken hands with and have met over the years, has deeply regretted, of course, not being able to come. He's undergoing some cancer treatments, and otherwise he would cheerfully have been here. But he has been a great champion of this campus over the years, and so I'm doing a stand-in for him quite happily myself. And I want to extend a special welcome to all the Harlow alumni who are here, joining us from all over the world, as I've been learning all morning. People who have passed through these halls and through these dorms have spread themselves all over the place. I thought everybody just went back to St. John's or around the Bay, but what do I know? They don't. So I know that Harlow campus holds a special place in all of your hearts. Just curious of a show of hands, how many of you are Harlow alum yourselves? You lived here, you've taught, you studied here. Yeah, so not everybody, but I don't know why anybody else is here, but anyway, we'll figure that out. Yeah. I guess it's the free food. That has to do it. Well, whether you are here as part of a cohort for just a few weeks or for several months, I know that your experience was undoubtedly transformative, and that's the leitmotif. That's the key word we always use about Harlow. When people say, what goes on in Harlow? We say, it's transformative. And I'm sure you can all testify to that. We know the friendships and the learning experiences you've had here have carried you forward for the rest of your life. Those of you who follow Twitter will know that there's been a whole bunch of traffic on Twitter over the last 2 days about this event, with people testifying in some way to the profound experience that even just one semester has had on their lives. Life choices, career choices that have informed their futures, and that's really heartening to see and to hear. We need to gather those and bring them together and keep underscoring the importance of this modest but absolutely significant part of the Memorial family. I also want to extend a warm welcome to our local partners and supporters, and that's notably the Harlow Council and the organizations from the town of Harlow that have helped Harlow campus thrive and provide the best opportunities for students. And I think I know you by your ties and jackets. But I would love to see a show of hands that all of you are here from Harlow Council. I can tell right there. Yes, Andrew and others. So thank you. I think your support to our success over the last 50 years has been absolutely fundamental. And we had a board meeting yesterday where we resolved, I think it's fair to say, that we want more engagement with this town, more involvement. Yes, right on. Good. Glad to hear that. So we look forward to conversations with you and to thinking through how the next 50 years can be shaped by, I think, even tighter ties and more synergies with the council and the Memorial campus here at Harlow itself. And he was a Labour MP, member of the Harlow Development Corporation, and in that conversation, Newfoundland's then Premier, the indomitable Joey Smallwood, invited Lord Taylor to become President and Vice Chancellor of Memorial University of Newfoundland. In those days, that's all you had to do. You say, Lord Taylor, come on down. And, no search, no nothing, just, would you like to be president? Yes, boy, I'll go, whatever. That's what happened. But upon accepting the position, Lord Taylor said, and you heard this morning, and those of you who did not hear it might be charmed to hear that it went like this. I think it would be rather fitting if the oldest town in the New World were linked to the newest town in the Old World. And that's what set the wheels in motion, and that's why we're standing here today. Lord Taylor retired in 1973. He remained very deeply connected to the university as a visiting professor of community medicine, in fact. And that's a special program that we've long had at Memorial that we're very proud of. And he was awarded an honorary degree by the Senate of Memorial in 1986. So since the campus's opening, about 4,500 students have actually come through the doors. Over 26 disciplines have studied and worked and lived in Harlow campus. About 110 Memorial students traveling to this campus every year. I know a lot of that cohort really are education, teachers, right? How many of you here have lived and worked here as teachers, educators? Yeah, a good chunk of your experience, I'd say, had to do with that. I know some of you fell in love, married, and stayed here. Go figure. But here you are. Good luck to you and all of that. But we're glad you still call this place home. In the early days, the campus housed professors and students from Memorial and Harlow College. In fact, business, pharmacy, music, engineering, computer science, all those programs have come through here and more on the way. Today, the campus is largely a hub for faculty members and graduate students engaging in research and further study abroad. We have a thriving visual arts program that's hosted by Grenfell College, for instance, on the west coast of the island, is here regularly. You can imagine the field day they have, quite literally, living here and having pretty much the whole, seat of Western civilization in visual art at their doorsteps. As we look back on the 50 years that brought us to this moment, I have to say it's very exciting to look forward to the future as well. The Harlow campus is filling up. We're really on bust for the 2020-2021 season. All the beds are going to be filled and there'll be a lot of activity here. The campus will be hosting programs in English, in sociology, political science, I think for the first time or first time in a while, in biochemistry and computer science, and that's terrific. And I'm happy to say, although he kind of modestly introduced himself as such, in February of this year, Dr. Bill Lawton became Harlow's first academic director. First academic director, that's a big deal. And we could think of no better person to do that. He's got charm, enthusiasm, false modesty, everything you can possibly imagine. Bill, as we call him, pass it back to Bill, want to say a special thanks to the people who have made this event possible. Sandra Wright, our fearless leader. I mean, she looks so totally cool and poised, but inside her guts have been churning for days. And here she is, this is like planning 6 weddings, You people are not the easiest, like to corral. So she has done an absolutely fabulous job. Lynn Squires, who is here somewhere, our memorial head of alumni development. That's the woman you want to stay in touch with. She's building this network. We really want to take Harlow to kind of 2.0, or maybe it's 5G, and really build the database to keep everybody connected with it, whatever we're doing here. And I would be remiss if I did not say, not only build that database and keep you connected, but keep you invested, quite literally, in the potential of this campus, which is always in need of investment and that kind of support that comes with showing your appreciation for Harlow. So you might, just a heads up, be hearing more from us in that direction. And finally, Marilyn is here somewhere, Banting, who has been, not finally, maybe next to finally, she's sweating the details inside. Marilyn took over as the coordinator of this job from Deb Keshen, who I think is here somewhere, sitting in the sun. Is she there? Deb, just stand and wave. Deb happens just by accident to be partnered with the vice president of Grenfell College on our west coast. But fortunately for us, she did a huge job of advancing these celebrations and doing all the work that Marilyn also so ably picked up from. So thank all of you fabulous people for that.
A piece of artwork from a Newfoundland artist and presented to Harlow Council to commemorate this special year and to honor our unique relationship with Harlow. So a call for artwork was organized by the Grenfell Art Gallery in Corner Brook on Newfoundland's west coast, and loads of proposals and completed artworks were received. And the chosen piece was by an artist named John MacDonald, who actually happens to be, coincidentally, a Harlow alumnus himself. Now, he's not actually with us here today, but John is from the Ghouls near St. John's. Let's hear it for the Ghouls. And he earned a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Visual Arts at Memorial's Grenfell campus in 2005. So he's now based in St. John's, where he lives and works. His work explores narrative and figurative representation and social and political issues through a variety of media, but mainly oil paintings. He has shown his work in Newfoundland and across Canada, in Quebec, Ontario, here in England and in France. He's gotten numerous awards. If you want to see some of his other stuff, if you Google the Emma Butler Gallery in downtown St. John's, you'll see that his work is posted on this gallery website alongside Christopher Pratt and people like that. And his works are published in books and magazines and textbooks, and they're held in various collections across Canada. So the piece itself, which I haven't actually seen yet, but I saw it online. I can see that it's sizable. It's entitled Out in the Open, and it's an oil-on canvas. And I'm going to ask Brian Keane, Chief Executive of Harlow Council, and Kate Harding, Artistic Director at the Harlow Art Trust, to come up and join me here. And Dr. Golfman's going to make the presentation. Thank you.
That's a mousseline. So, here we are. Here's the, thank you, my dear, thank you. Beautiful. Pick it up. It's all yours. That's it.
They're forget-me-nots. In the write-up, it's forget-me-nots.
In 1997, the University of Newfoundland presented the Council with a certificate celebrating the 50th anniversary of Harlow Newtown and the 500th anniversary of the voyage of discovery by John Cabot. In 1969, the Harlow campus Memorial University was established here in Old Harlow. I am delighted to bring to you this certificate to celebrate your 50th anniversary, and I know I speak on behalf of everyone here when I say many congratulations and long may the strong links between yourselves, the Council and Harlow continue. Yeah.